Sweet. Stupid. Why isn't it working? Won't be long, guys. Got to figure this shit out. For some reason, I'm doing my best to go live on all my platforms at the same time, but today it's not working for me. So I'm going to keep trying because I'm going to make it work. It was working last time, so I'll make it work again. Use the camera. Go live. Loading. Yes, we are live there. Now let's go live on this one. It's all right. I got live on YouTube, live on Facebook. Now let's go live in the Dream Chasers. One step at a time. Just be patient. The internet's going to work. There we go. Are we going to go live? Here we go. Are we ready? Are we ready? Let's go. Let's do this. Come on, baby. You can do this shit. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you, Facebook. Come on, Facebook. You're going to do it. We are live. Let's do this. What's up, everybody? How you doing? I hope that you're having a fantastic day. This is Luke Mindpower. Welcome to the Luke Mindpower Show. This is episode 101, and I hope that you're having a fantastic day. It's amazing, hey? It's amazing that I'm on episode 101. Today, I'm going to be talking about how we have been programmed to judge people, right? We tend to judge others without realizing that we are imperfect in ourselves, right? But even if you were perfect, why would you be judging other people, right? Like, you hear people say, don't judge someone else unless you're perfect, right? You're not perfect. So, fix your imperfections first before you judge someone else. But even if you were perfect, what gives you the right to fucking judge someone else, right? So I had to learn a lot of this living in the Shaolin Temple. And I want to share with you a bit of an experience. But first, let me go back to why how we've been programmed. So I think about the way that I was raised, okay? I was raised in a Eastern European family, Polish. I was raised in the Catholic religion. I was raised in that community where I grew up around like Middle Eastern people from the Middle East. I went to Polish school on Saturdays. Then when I was 1998, so I was 15, my mum sent me to St. Mary's Cathedral school in the city for 2 years. So I think about all of these different experiences of life and stages of life that I've gone through, and I start to put the pieces to the puzzle as to why I grew up judging other people. Okay, so one of the things that I know for myself that really, really helped me, right? In the negative way, I'm saying helped me to have a closed mind was religion and culture, right? It was religion and culture. When I think about it now, I'm like, why did I judge Middle Eastern people, right? Why do I have anything against anyone? When I think about 9/11, for example, I was living in Belfield, and I remember that happened. So again, the news has a massive impact on the way you perceive people from different cultures or religions. So if I think about the Middle East and all the, wars and the bombings and suicide bombers and all that shit, right? That's all shit that's on the media. That's all shit that's on TV. That's stuff that you see. So then you become aware that these people in the Middle East, right, are bad. Okay, because the news tells you that they're terrorists or whatever. So you get programmed that way, right, to believe that these people are bad. But growing up with the culture of Eastern European, right, if anything was other than that, right, I would judge others, right? So you become superior in what you've evolved into or through the experiences of your life in the environment that you're in as a Middle Eastern person, right? Your parents want you to marry someone who is from that culture as well. Same thing with the Polish, right? Mom and dad want you to marry a Polish girl. So my perception of it was that I would judge anyone who wasn't Eastern European. If you weren't Eastern European, Slavic, then I would have a more of a negative mindset towards you because that's different, right? And so I grew up with a lot of Polish friends. And so if you weren't Polish, you weren't one of us, right? And so anyone outside of that, whether it's Asian, African American, right? You grow up with the mindset of, that person is different, or even the religion, right? The whole religious thing. And then taking another step further, for me, for religion, I remember my mum, every time there was a gay and lesbian Mardi Gras, she would be in the church praying for their sins. I remember this when I was a kid. So for me, that gave me the belief that these people are bad, right? And what they're doing is wrong. So growing up like that and witnessing that gave me that perception. I judge them, right? I would say that they're sick in the head, that they're not normal, right? How did I get that? How were we programmed that way? Because of our parents, because of our culture, right? If you're from the Middle East, right, I would judge you. You listen to the sound of, for example, you get used to the sound of your language, of how you speak or your culture. And then if you hear something different, right, you would judge them, or you would listen to someone else's, the way that they communicate their language, how it sounds. And you'll be like, that doesn't sound good, or that doesn't sound nice. But if you grew up in a Middle Eastern culture and you speak Arabic, well, then what does it sound like? Does it sound good, or does it sound ugly? Right? It's what you know and what you're used to. And so you get used to that. And so it's normal. But if you grew up in a different culture, right, then that doesn't sound right. It sounds different. So the way that we have evolved and the culture and the environment that we have grown through has programmed us to judge other people. And I was very, very judgmental. I have to tell you, I was even like I had a couple of Lebanese girlfriends when I was growing up, like through my 20s. And even though I was with them, I knew deep down, I can't be with an Arab, can't be with a Middle Eastern girl. You know what I mean? And that's, for me, I look at that and I'm like, why? Why are you judging? Why are you judging her? Right? That's who she is and that's her culture, but that doesn't define her as a person. But you're judging her because what? Right? It's the same thing when I was in China and I got sick. I didn't want to go to the Chinese hospital because my perception of the Chinese medical system was negative, because I judged Chinese people, right? But where did I get that judgment from? Why did I have that perception that if I went to the hospital there, I was not going to be they were not going to take care of me? I was so wrong. They fucking took amazing care of me. They helped me so much. So, moving back to this topic of judging, right? We judge because we don't know. We judge because that's the way we've been programmed. We judge because of our environment and how we've grown up through our own set of beliefs, which is actually not your beliefs. It's just what you've been given from your parents, from the way that you've been indoctrinated, right? And so even the whole Catholic religion, like the whole Christianity, growing up in that also limited me from, I look at like for example, Muslims, right? And I would judge them because they're different. They're not Catholic, right? So if you're not Catholic, then you're different. And so we can't be friends. We can't hang out together. We can't get along, So that's something for me that I just fucking hate it. And that is one reason why I let religion go out of my life, simply because it's divisive. For me, it's divisive. I remember having conversations with my mom, and I remember when I first started this whole journey of speaking and showing up on social media, and she was just like, she really wanted me to spread the good news of the Lord, right? The Bible. And she was definitely not happy that the fact that I was speaking. And I said, Mum, I speak with a universal tongue. I speak to the world. I speak to everyone. I don't speak to a minority. I don't speak to a majority. I don't speak to a specific niche of people. I speak to everyone as a human, right? And the fact that I grew up in this, this closed mindset, that's what I believe, right? I believe you grow up in a certain religion or a certain belief system, then you're basically restricted from the abundance of knowledge that is around available for you. Have a mind, Dr. Wayne Dyer, amazing quote. Have a mind that is open to everything, but is attached to nothing, right? You're missing out on the abundance of truth and information and wisdom that there is out there of some extraordinary people and what there is for you to learn from. If you only learn from the one book, you'll only ever know that. I guess, it's a personal thing, but I'm just sharing from my own experience. So that limited me. And, how do you find peace? You find peace when you're not in control, you're not controlled by something. And for me, it makes sense. I'm not controlled by a Bible. I'm not controlled by a book. I'm controlled by love. Like straight up, that's what I'm controlled by, love. Right. And I want to even detach myself from that, because I'm not controlled by anything. I'm just controlled by my vibration, my spirit, my karma of doing what I believe is, my conscience of doing the right thing, serving, helping other people, being this, not being part of the problem, being part of the solution. Because we have too much fear, too much negativity, too many people judging each other, too many people not agreeing with each other. Not that we have to agree with each other, but there's an imbalance, right? There's we're different. You can't be with us, or your color of your skin is different, or the way you speak is wrong, or the way you look is wrong. If you don't look like this, when you're not acceptable. The whole, that goes into the deeper states of, social media, and, you feeling like you're not good enough because you're not as hot, or, marketing in terms of, what is it? It's sex sells, man. Like if you don't look a certain way, or you don't come out in your social media platforms with that style of attraction, well, then you're not good enough. And so that's why it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of confidence to actually stand up, speak, show your truth, stand up for yourself on social media, and present yourself just the way that you fucking are, without comparing yourself to other people. Because you can look on social media and think, oh my God, I'm just seeing models after models after models and all these attractive people. And you feel like if you don't look a specific way, then you're not good enough, which is a load of shit. It's the biggest bullshit and lie that you can ever have in your life. And that's why you have to step out of the matrix, step out of the control of the world. You need to disconnect so you can reconnect with yourself, so you can realize that you ain't like anyone else. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Show up in your brilliance, right? You're not defined by your meat suitcase. You are not defined by your body. Your body doesn't mean shit. Yes, take care of it, because its health is wealth, right? But your internal energy is the truth. That's who you are. So show up as that, and stop allowing this programmed mind of yours from the world to dictate the way that you show up, because you look from a physical sense, right? You're projecting outwards into the world, and you're looking at what other people are doing, how other people are showing up and how they look. And then you're judging yourself, doubting yourself that you ain't good enough, that you can't do it. And that's a load of shit. That's a load of bullshit. So I want to share with you another level of judgment that I had to understand because of the way that I was programmed. Like I just think about, my mind's telling me, Luke, did you really explain yourself the best when you were talking about how you would judge Middle Eastern people, you judge African-American people, Asian people? Did I explain myself? Like my mind is working right now, and I'm just like, I think I tried to, I did. I judged anyone who wasn't Eastern European. If you were not Polish or you were not Slavic, I would judge you. You know, even like I hated it when my mate, DJ Danilo, like with Italy, and he's so passionate about soccer, and they won the World Cup. I was with him in Leica watching. I was so pissed off that they won, you know, because I was like, fucking Italy. I don't want, they always win and all this shit. Like, you know, and I know that maybe that's friendship and rivalry and stuff, but today they won the European champions, and I'm so happy. You know why? Because I have an open mind and I have love in myself. I fill myself up with love and I support, you know. I'm congratulate. I don't have to have any hate or any negative vibes towards anyone, and that shows me how much I've grown. Right, the ego can be there and be like, fucking hell, this, damn it, I wish they lost. But it's like, nah, man, I come from a place of love, right? And so I'm happy for him. I seen him going crazy. Send me a message on my WhatsApp. He's like, yeah, we won, and I'm like, I'm so happy for him. Beautiful. You know, imagine, Poland was in the Euro and they won the final, or Australia. I'll be ecstatic too. You know, I'll be happy. So support. There's so much hate out there, and I know that the ego gets the better of us, and also the pain that we all have within ourselves that we haven't addressed also gets the better of us, and sometimes we lose ourselves, and that comes out. You know, because we have that within ourselves. And that's why I say, man, fill yourself up with love. Build that strong relationship with yourself. Love yourself, because when you love yourself, you only have positive energy to give out to the world. And the simple understanding of that is that when you don't have any pain in yourself, when you are connected deeply with yourself, well, there's no hate to give. All you see is positive energy. All you see is love and light. All you see is the good in others. And that's just the most extraordinary thing to do. Like, that's why when I see other people, I have so much compassion and love, and I communicate with people that I do communicate with every single day. Man, all I want to do is I want to see you win. I want to support you. I want to encourage you. I want you to be your best version of yourself. I don't want to bring you down, right? And that's why I tell you guys, when someone talks to you, when someone puts you down, they're showing you what it is within themselves that they have. So if someone is projecting negativity towards you, or judging you, calling you names, well, that shows what kind of person they are. It shows that they're in pain. You know, it's very true. You know, hurt people hurt people. Happy people want to see more people happy. That's the truth. So I choose to be happy. I choose to be positive, but it's a process. Okay. I know I'm digressing from the subject of judging, but I've built a relationship with myself where I'm now, and it's part of building new positive habits in your life. One of those positive habits that I've built over the last 3 years is unconscious positivity. So no matter what, because I practice so much positivity and empowering energy, empowering words, phenomenal, extraordinary, powerful, you're amazing, you're intelligent, you're extraordinary. Keep saying that shit to yourself every single day and see what happens. See what happens. So I do that, and I've been doing that for the last 3 years, and look how high I have evolved. Why do I believe in myself? It doesn't matter if my voice shakes. It doesn't matter if I get nervous. I still take action because I love myself. I love me. I love myself enough to show up for me. I love myself enough to doubt my self-doubt. I love myself enough to know that I'm not defined by my past. I'm not defined by my emotional trauma. I'm not defined by my belief that I was, or felt that I was, emotionally neglected or abandoned when I was a child, that I didn't receive enough love or attention or validation from my parents. I'm not defined by that. I'm defined by the love and the relationship that I have with myself, because I take full responsibility for my life, right? I'm not here to wait for someone else to come and save me. I'm not here to wait for someone else to give me that gratification, that support. I'm my own best friend, right? I'm my own superhero. You know, there's a hero in Mariah Carey's beautiful song. There's a hero. If you look inside yourself, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you search deep within yourself. And the sorrow that you the sorrow that you find or something will melt away. It's powerful lyrics, but there's a hero within yourself, right? But we're afraid to look in ourselves. We're afraid of being alone. We're afraid of disconnecting from the world. The biggest thing that's stopping you from living your dream, right, is the fact that you're not disconnecting from the world. You're allowing the world to program you. You're being consumed by everything else around you, and you're losing yourself. You're losing yourself to other people. You don't know who you are. Biggest truth, man. Disconnect to reconnect. Fuck everyone off and go and self-discover yourself, right? I said this in my last podcast. I'll say it again. It will not burn you. Self-discovery, it will not burn you. It will only burn what you are not. So now, as I've grown, as I've said to myself, as I've taken action, as I've become this version of myself that I truly am, right? Stepped into my truth, stepped out of the box, right? I let go of being governed, the governor, right? Of religion, for example, of culture, for example, right? I felt for many years that I was defined by culture, that I was Polish, right? That this is the way that I am. I have to follow the way that they live and how I'm supposed to evolve and what I have to think, right? And also the religion played a big part. So now I take that away, and who am I? Who am I? So you want to ask yourself the question, right? Because this is there's two things, right? When you start to take action on yourself, what will happen? For example, you said, Luke, I want you to coach me. Okay. These are two things that are going to happen to you if you were to step into the personal transformation process, right? There's two things that are going to happen. The first one is you're going to become a new version of yourself that you haven't met yet. The second thing that's going to happen to you is that you're going to, like an onion, you're going to peel off all the shit that has programmed you to be what you are not. Right? So it's a constant journey of getting rid of, taking off all the programming from the world, all the beliefs, all the cultural beliefs, all the indoctrination, all the bullshit that's actually not who you truly are, right? Because when you were born, you were a blank slate. You're only the person you are because of your circumstances and because of the information that you've consumed and the beliefs that you've taken on because of the way that you were raised, because of what your parents installed into you. So you have to show up for yourself and say, okay, is this really who I truly am underneath everything, right? And these are the two things that happen as you start to discover yourself. You start to disconnect from your world. You take yourself out of that paradigm, out of that box that you've been living in for your whole life. Take yourself out of there, and then you find out, wow, I'm not defined by anything anymore. I'm defined by my own beliefs, my own actions, how I want to live, what my truth is, what I want to do, right? I don't have any more expectations from my parents, my family, my friends. Wow, I'm not controlled by anyone. I don't give a shit what people think about me. Okay, who could I be? How can I live? How can I show up now if I don't have to do what my parents believe me that I have to do, right? When, for me, I felt the pressure growing up with three older sisters. They all got married, right? I'm 27 years old. I meet a girl. I nearly get married. And I felt the pressure at that time. All my friends around me were getting married. And I was like, well, I have to hurry up. I have to get married. That's part of my life too. Like, I have to do that. I'm so grateful, man. Like, I'm so grateful that, my ex back in that 2012, she said no. I'm so grateful we didn't get married. I'm so grateful, man. Like, I wouldn't be the person I am today had she said yes. And it's a blessing, sometimes those hard moments that we go through, whether it's relationships or losing a job or a death or something like that, sometimes we don't see the blessing in the mess. We don't see the blessing in the pain, but everything happens for a reason. And for me, I just look at that and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful, because for many years it was like yearning for that relationship, yearning for the expectation of life, society, the pressures of, you need to get married, have kids, you need to, that's how life is, right? Because there's this book that tells you that this is how you're supposed to live, right? There's a book, right? There's a book, guys. Like, tell me, you should have a book that you wake up in the morning and the book tells you, okay, today you have to do this. Because if you don't do this, then you're going to be in trouble, and you're not going to be living according to the laws of like humanity. You have to do this. You have to live your life this way. And I realized that. I'm like, fuck that. There's no fucking book. I'm the book, right? I'm in control of my life. I get to choose how I get to show up. I get to choose that I'm not influenced by the people around me. I get to choose that I can surround myself with more positivity. I can surround myself with an environment that complements my life, right? Look at your ecosystem. Look at the energies around you. What is around you that's influencing you? Is it giving you positive vibrations, or is it lowering you? Is it draining you? Is it taking you down? Is it not making you feel like you're good enough? Because if it is, you want to get rid of that shit. And again, all that comes down to self-love. Because when you love yourself enough, you do exactly what's right for you, and you'll stop being programmed and manipulated and controlled by the external world. And that's why it's so powerful, man. Disconnect to reconnect. Disconnect yourself from the world so you can reconnect with yourself. Switch off the freaking TV, switch off the news. It's just continuously programming you in a negative way. And if you continue to consume it, you continue to be programmed and you continue to have that negative mindset. But that was something that I realized, and I was just like, man, you know, it's powerful when you start to love yourself and start to realize that, wow, I can actually continue to take off what I am not, you know. And I remember having a conversation with a priest. My mum brought a priest over to my house because, you know, she's very religious, and she brought him, and I was talking to him at the table, and he said to me that, you know, when he found Jesus, or when he became a priest, you know, he felt complete, like he felt peace, you know, he felt like he found himself or whatever. And, you know, everybody's truth is different. This is not me judging you for what you believe in or your faith. Man, right? I believe in the God energy, right? I believe God works through all of us. We have this spirit, you know, and you're a spiritual being living a human experience, right? And we're all on this journey, right, to live our best lives and to be, I believe, be of service, make a difference in the world. And so I remember him talking about his faith, and I thought about myself, and I thought about it, I was like, well, that's interesting that he says that he found peace when he found God, or when he became a priest. And I remember thinking, and I was like, wow, I don't know if I said it to him. I think I did. I said, well, I found peace because I found me. Like, God, if we can use it in that context, God works through me. The universe works through me. I'm just a vessel, right? I'm here to be a messenger of love and positivity and good energy and hope. And so I found peace when I stopped being controlled by the world. Straight up. Like, if I think about Jesus is a bloke that came into the world and was a good guy, inspiration. You know, he was a man like all the other prophets and all the other Buddhas and religions and stuff like that. They came to send good messages to the people, to help people live a better life, to show more love and compassion and care and empathy and help people, right? So I don't need to be defined by some book that tells me that if I don't follow this, I'm doing the wrong thing, right? I'm defined by my truth, by me being a vessel of love, right? Because love shows compassion, love shows care, love shows empathy, love shows understanding. Love is love. It's powerful, man. It's the most powerful emotion. It's extraordinary. When you have love, right, you just want to see other people happy. So if we all had love, right, let's take away all the religions. If we all had love, then would we judge? Would we fight? Would we be aggressive to one another? Would we be judging one another? I don't think so, right? But we've been programmed by all this fucking shit that people have created to divide us, and therefore, right, you believe that this is how you are, this is how you grew up, this is how you should think. If you don't think like that, then you're wrong, right? And that's my truth, you know. And again, my purpose is to spread self-awareness so that you can become more aware of your journey. But the deeper core of who you are, you want to step back and ask yourself some questions in terms of, right, are you really who you think you are? Because I wasn't this person 5-6 years ago, right? I was defined by my circumstances, by my religion, by my culture, even like wearing a cross or like a chain. Like, I had to have a cross because that defined me. You know, when I had a chain that had the crucifix of Jesus on me, I felt powerful. I felt better. You know, I felt above others that didn't have a cross. And if you didn't have a cross, I would judge you. I remember looking at Danilo, my friend, and if he didn't have one, or my other friends, then I would feel like I'm superior, like a piece of metal, like for real. So again, this is not to downplay your beliefs, whatever it is that you are. A truth is just a truth until you make it so, right? And it's up to you to define what your truth is. Again, this message today is about not judging people. And all I'm sharing with you is to bring the awareness for you to understand how you have been programmed, how you judge other people because of the way they look, because of what country they're from, which is a lot of shit. If we're all human, then we're not defined by our location, by where we were born on Earth. We're all from Earth, right? But the world has created these segregated, border lines that, you are different because you're from here, right? Then they create the books of religion that you're different because you believe in this. So you can't even be in a relationship with a specific person because you don't believe the same things. Like I saw it on a movie the other night that, they were having an argument because she was Jewish and he was Christian, and she was like, oh my God, your dad's not going to accept this because he's Christian. What's your dad going to think? So it really is coming back to love. And if I'm not going to attach myself to any religion, I was just about to say my religion is love, but it's just being positive. It's living on a high vibration. It's changing the world. It's spreading more positivity and helping you become more self-aware, helping you wake up to your truth so that you can step into who it is that you really are and know that, hey, I'm not defined by how I was raised or the culture that I was brought up in, because that's not who you are. Like, who you are is deep within you. It's rooted there, but it's up to you to start asking the questions and do some research into understanding your real truth. And when I answered that question at that time with that priest in my house, my parents' house, that was the truth. It was like I let go of religion and I found peace because I realized that I'm no longer controlled or defined by anything. I'm no longer in this box that tells me that I have to live this way. I bet that I could go to the mosque or to read the Quran and there would be some amazing knowledge there that I could learn from. I bet you I could go to an Indian temple or a Chinese Buddhist temple. And I know, because I've lived in China, that there is so much amazing and abundance of knowledge that can be learned from each religion, right? And hence the quote, have a mind that is open to everything, but attached to nothing. You're attached to nothing. You know what I mean? Like, everything is there for you to learn from, to become a better human, for you to become more self-aware. How can you live your life in a better way? But not just that. It's tuning in more into your truth and learning from others and, connecting with things that you feel connected to. So let me go to the Shaolin Temple now. And while I was there, I was living in this temple in China. And when I first got there, you don't know anyone. And so, it takes you a couple of days to kind of integrate and get to, get used to the environment and, lining up. It was like I was at school again. Every day we had to line up 3 different times, and we would have to count from 1 to however many people there were in Chinese. I think I can't, how can I remember how to count? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 yeah, 1 to 20. I had to count. We had to count. And so after that was a repetition is the mother of skill, So every day, every time we lined up, we had to count to 1, 2, 3 in Chinese. And so you just learn it, right? Because every time I got to my number, I didn't know which number it was. I would always get the guy next to me to tell me the number because I was new. But anyway, what happened? This is going back to how we judge people. And this is such an amazing experience that I got to experience because my awareness, I have a very, very heightened level of self-awareness because I'm very tuned in. I see my thoughts, right? And I know this is the biggest truth, guys, revelation. You are not your thoughts, you are the observer of them, right? So you get to choose your truth, okay? Now, because of my programming and how I've grown up and the culture that I was attached to and the religion and the beliefs and everything that I was raised in, and I have to say that parts of that is still there. Like, I'm still fighting to break free, but I'm very aware of it. And so I know, okay, when I judge someone, I'm like, well, bro, why are you judging that person? I catch myself. If I'm at the gym, for example, I catch myself judging people, and then I actually stop myself and I say, bro, why are you judging her? You don't even know who she is. Like, you're judging her because of the way she looks, right? Because she doesn't have what you perceive as to be hot or sexy in terms of a physical appearance, and you're judging her, but you don't even know who she is. You don't even know, like, what kind of a big heart she has, or what are her struggles, what she's dealing with in her life right now. And there you are judging her. You don't even know her. So I catch myself when I judge other people, because you got no right to judge anyone. You don't know who the fuck they are, right? So I'm in China, and I got used to living in this temple. And so living there, you see people are coming and going. There's new people coming. Some people come for a week. Some people come for a month. I was there for about 3.5 months. So I was seeing constant people coming in and out, in and out. And there was this one moment on a Saturday where I got a couple of my students, what do I call them? Like teammates, a couple of the Kung Fu Warrior students like myself. And we said, let's go for a massage. Let's go for a walk somewhere around the town, and let's find a massage place and let's have a relaxing Saturday afternoon. So we're doing this, and a new student came in. And so he came in, and I saw him, and he was a shorter dude, and he had these baggy kind of Kung Fu like pants on, white dude. And we were about to leave, and he came in, and then one of the teachers was introducing us to this guy. And I just looked at him, and my first impression was, short dude, looks a bit odd, looks a bit weird. And then one of the other students said, hey, why don't you come with us to a massage? Like, you just got here, so why don't you join us? And in my mind, myself, I was like, no, don't invite him. Like, let's just us go, let's just us go together, and don't worry about him. He's just like new and whatever. Right. So we ended up going, and he ended up coming. And so I remember walking with the group where there was like 3 or 4 of us. And I remember they were all talking to him, and I was just doing my thing. I was talking to other people, and we were just walking, and I just felt this I didn't connect with him. I didn't really know who he was, and I was just doing my own thing. And yeah, I was kind of like, I didn't want him to come at first. So that was my first impression of this guy. And I had no idea who he was, where he was from. I judged him basically on face value, on what he looked like, on what he was wearing. And so as time went on, inside the Shaolin Temple, we would train and stretch and learn all these Kung Fu forms and different types of training that we would do. And I got to connect with him. I got to meet him. I got to hear about his story, where he was from, what he does, all that kind of stuff. And so over the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, I actually got to know him really, really well. And I was embarrassed with myself, because I remember meeting him and I judged him so badly. And after getting to know him and hearing who he was and where he lives and just connecting with him person to person, he turned out to be one of the nicest freaking guys that I met in my life. And that's why I fucking say it. Stop judging people, because you don't know who they are. You don't know their story. You don't know their heart. You don't know underneath the meat suitcase that all you see. Because if you live and constantly continue to live in this physical reality, and you think you're going to judge people because of the way they look and the color of their skin and where they came from or their hairstyle, then you're truly, truly missing out. And this is the truth. I judged people. I still do. But now the difference is that I catch myself, right? Because I'm very self-aware, because I have a lot of love and compassion, because I have self-love, because I have a strong relationship with myself. Because think about this, how would you like to be judged? Like, I know that in the Bible it says, treat someone how you would like to be treated. Something like that, right? And it's true. Like, how would you like it if someone else was standing there and judging you in that way? You wouldn't like it. So why is it okay for you to do that to others? And I'm telling you that it's actually not your fault. It's the way that we have been programmed and conditioned and indoctrinated because of our way of life, of what we've experienced through the different environments that we have grown up. That's the truth. So this is why I tell you, when you step in to this journey of self-love, self-discovery, and really, really reconnecting with your truth, you'll start to become very, very, very self-aware that you have no right to judge other people. You don't even know who they are or their story or their heart or their pain or their struggle. Your perception is just what you've experienced. And so you also tend to judge a whole group of people based on what you've seen with one person, for example. Like, I think it's similar to an experience of a relationship, for example, right? You have a bad experience. Like, let's talk from a female's point of view. I know this very well because I'm a mate and I work with women. So we have this issue with trust. Okay. So once you've been in a really abusive relationship, or you've been in a long relationship that has been very toxic, abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, mentally abusive, financially abusive, and you basically lose hope, right? You basically lost hope that because of this traumatic experience that you've gone through, now you don't trust men, period. Like, take it to the worst case scenario, sexual abuse, right? Rape. If you've experienced this over and over and over and over again, right, there's no way that you're going to trust a man, right? So you basically leave that relationship, you escape, and then you go, I'm done. Like, I don't trust any man. I don't trust any man because of that one man, or those two men, or those three men. I don't trust any man. And I'll tell you the truth. I remember saying I love you to one of my ex-girlfriends just because I wanted to sleep with her, just because I wanted to continue having that relationship where I could have sex. Okay. So I realized, for my own personal awareness and understanding, that I wanted to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. How would I like it if my sisters were treated in that way? How would I like it if my nieces, I have 5 nieces, how would I like it if there was a guy who was doing what I was doing and treating my nieces that way, lying to them just for their benefit, right? So we judge because of that negative experience, one negative experience or two negative experiences. We judge the whole flock, right? And it's the same thing with saying, I've dated, right, Middle East, I've dated this Lebanese guy or 2 Lebanese guys, and then you go, they're the worst. I'm gonna make sure I never date another Middle Eastern guy again because of those 2 negative experiences, right? Now, I go back now to my experience with how I went through that challenge and loss of financial investment in a failed business venture last year. And I think about now the possibility of doing another business venture in the future. And I think to myself, well, there's a little bit of scarcity there simply because of that negative experience. right? And so I stop and I say, okay, what's missing? What do I need to feel more open to future opportunities of partnerships or investments and stuff like that, right? And I come back to the awareness and understanding that in order for you to trust something else or someone else, first you have to trust yourself. And if you don't trust yourself, if you don't learn from your mistakes, if you don't learn from the lessons that keep showing up in your life, then you will never trust anyone else because you doubt yourself. You don't think that you know what you're doing. You're scared that someone's going to take advantage of you, right? Now, thinking about red flags, right? There's red flags in every situation in life, and it's up to you to be knowledgeable enough and to be aware enough of what it is that you're doing to pick up on the things that you know you don't want to experience again. And that's why certain things happen to you in your life, so that in the future you move forward, you know that, okay, that happened to me because that's something that I don't want to experience in the future. So I'm going to learn from that. Hence why, right, if you're not in a relationship now or you've come out of one, right, the purpose for you now is to focus on your personal transformation, healing, and awareness so that you can vibrate on a higher frequency so that you can then attract someone who is similar and like-minded to you, right? You attract what you are. And if you were to attract someone who's a narcissist or someone who's a manipulator or controller or doesn't have your best interests at heart, you're going to pick up on it because you know yourself. You've learned from your mistakes. You pick up on red flags. You are very self-aware. You're very intuitive. You feel energy. You feel the vibes. You say, hey, that's a red flag for me. Fucking see you later. I don't doubt myself because I trust myself, because I know my value, because I know my worth, because I know what I expect to and I deserve to have in my life. And if it's not that, I'm not going to second guess myself. I'm going to get rid of that shit straight away. This is the trust that you have to have in yourself. And that's why it's so important to know, hey, don't settle. Don't make a settlement in your life. If you're not attracting what you believe you deserve, let it go. Don't get fucking lonely, right? You need to be patient. Trust the process, right? Things are not just going to happen for you. You need to show up. The universe is watching how you show up. The universe is watching how you work every single day on you. And in terms of that relationship, there's someone out there that is manifesting you, and they hope that you don't give up. They hope that you don't settle for someone that's second best, because they are waiting for you to get to the top so they can meet you there. So again, going back to this topic of judgment, right? It's super, super important that we come back to understand that everything is a reflection of yourself. So the more that you can tune into your own personal development and your own understanding of who it is that you truly, truly are, and step out of the control of your parents, your family, your culture, your religion, you're not controlled by that. That's not who you are, right? You're a spiritual being living a human experience, and you need to step into that more, right? You're not defined by something or someone that is telling you how you need to live. Like, go back to when you were born. You were born with a blank slate. You didn't have no religion. I saw a video that's with Bob Proctor, and he says that, like, who are you? You're not your name. That's what your parents gave you, right? That's why I made my own name, Luke Mindpower. But I'm not defined by my name. That's what my parents gave me. I'm not defined by my religion. That's what my parents tried to raise me in. I'm not defined by my culture. That's where my parents came from, right? I'm not defined by where I was born. That's just where I was born. That's the location of Earth that I was born in. But that doesn't define me. And this is the awareness of understanding that you're a blank slate. Who are you underneath all of the cultural conditioning and the indoctrination? Who are you? Powerful thing to think about. Who are you really? What secrets are you holding on to? What dreams do you have that you haven't taken action on? What greatness do you have within you that you haven't allowed yourself to, or given yourself permission to take action on because of the opinions of others, or, worrying about what your family will think? What are you holding on to inside of you, deep, deep inside of you, that because of your circumstances, because of your self-doubt, because of your feeling of inadequacy, because of your trauma, because of everything that you've gone through, that you feel has impacted your life in a negative way, you're not accessing, you're not activating yourself, right? You're not stepping into that greatness. You're not using it. And so there's something that's deep within you right now that it's there. You know that you're better than what you are right now. You know that there's a greater purpose for you in this world. You know that you came here for a reason. You know that you came here to change the world. You know that you came here to make a difference. You know that you came here to be a light. You came here to empower others. You came here to be a better version of yourself. You came here to step into your fullness, your brilliance. You didn't come here to dim your light. You didn't come here to be a watered down version of yourself. You came here to spread more peace, positivity. That's what we came here for. So step into the blessing that you are and step out of the blessing that people think you should be. That's the message today. Because if we continue to allow ourselves to be consumed by the programming in your mind, the experiences of how you've grown up and, how you should live, what you should do, how you should think, then you'll continue to judge other people because they're not like you. They're not supposed to freaking be. Everyone's different. Have a mind that is open to everything but attached to nothing. And when you have a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing, you don't judge people anymore. I send you so much love. All you Middle Eastern people, African American, Chinese, Indian, Korean, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, all you guys, man, like every country, wherever you're from, I send you so much love. Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, everywhere. Central America, South America, Canada. I send you guys so much love. Like, it's just Jordan, Lebanon, Iraq, Afghanistan, like for real, man. Just love. That's it. More love, less bullshit. Stop being defined by the world and start being defined by the truth of your heart, of the beauty of who you are, not by the suitcase that your spirit is living in, by what you see on the external, but by your heart, by your spirit, by your good vibration, by the investment that you make into your own existence. Remember that time doesn't heal, action does. And the more action that you put into your own personal healing and evolution, the more you will awaken your spirit of love, abundance, prosperity, success, opulence, and impact in this world. Love yourself, because when you make you strong, that then spills over to everyone around you. It's a blessing to be alive. I send you so much love, guys. I hope you have an amazing day. I got a jet because I've got a lot going on, and I'm going to get this, continue this show, man. Like freaking hell. Time just flies. Like it's episode 101, and it's beautiful because it's just continuous action. This is the journey, continuous taking action, consistency. If the one thing that I'm proud of myself right now is realizing that, wow, Luke, you know what? I'm proud of you, bro. Like, look how consistent you are. Like, if there's something that I'm proud of, is look at all my social media platforms. And, when you're starting off as a one-man team, it's not easy because you got to do a lot of stuff on your own. And I've done so much, and I just keep showing up, and this is the thing that, again, celebrate yourself, celebrate your wins, be proud of who you are, because sometimes you get so focused and lost in what you're trying to achieve, that you don't realize how far you've come. So I look at all the work, I'm very aware of what I do and how I show up, and I'm very, very, I congratulate myself. Well done, Luke. You're amazing. Have an amazing day, guys. I hope you really, really lean into understanding more of who you truly are and realizing that you are not defined by your past, how you were raised, your culture. Step into love, and become more self-aware, that, you don't need to judge others. You need to just focus on yourself, because when you fill yourself up with self-love, there's no need to project hate or anything towards someone else, because all you have inside of yourself is love. And when you have a lot of love and love for yourself, that's all you can project, right? And it becomes an unconscious energy of unconscious habit of spreading more positivity, and that's how I live every single day. Hence why I just continue to do what I do, because I'm just happy. I'm happy, that's it. I'm just spreading more happiness. A lot of love to you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. Keep believing in yourself. Whatever dreams you got in your vision, whatever you want to believe, whatever you want to do, just fucking keep going. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you, right? You keep showing up and you keep doing what's right for you, okay? Because there's going to be people on the way that are not going to be able to handle your energy, handle your light. And this is where you step up and you go, nah, I believe in me. I know what I'm doing. I know what I need to do. I don't care if you don't believe in me. I don't care if you don't feel like it's a good idea. This is what I want to do, and this is what makes me happy. This is what builds me. This is what makes me feel connected, and it's something that I love, and I want to keep going. So it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you. That's none of your business. You keep going and you keep pushing forward, right? Don't be defined by the beliefs of the world, of how they say that you should be or what you should do or anything like that, right? You be defined by the way that you show up for yourself, and that will expand to the people around you, right? When your growth and your success and your happiness and your positivity is so much inside of you. That's why I say, right, stop chasing money, stop chasing success, right? If you want that, attract it by becoming it. I'm not scared about money or success. I don't need it, because I am it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am success. I am happiness. I am positivity. It is attracted to me because I am it. Straight up. Think about it. That's why I say personal development and transformation, the self-help industry. If there's any time that you want to become successful and understand how to do that, it's self-confidence. It's connecting with yourself. It's being able to stand in your truth and show up in your full brilliance of who it is that you are. And that's why investing into yourself is the best thing that you can freaking do, right? Because it's the connection with yourself that you're missing. You need to have that strong foundation so you can show up in your fullness, so you can access the greatness that you have within yourself, discover who it is that you are, really, really get into that empowered state, right? Because once you have you, you'll never lose you. And then all that you attract is more abundance and positivity and good energy. It just comes to you. You don't need to go and chase, I need to save this money, I need to attract, I need to go and become successful. You because of who you are, you're successful. It comes to you. Opportunities come because you say yes to life. When you say yes to life, life says yes to you, straight up. So don't chase money. Reconnect with yourself. That's the power. You are the power. Like what you're looking for, is you. What you're trying to seek, like what you seek is seeking you. But man, stop looking outwards when you should be looking inwards. What you're missing in your life is yourself. And that's why I say the most important relationship in your life is the relationship with yourself. Your most valuable possession is the relationship that you have with yourself. It's you that's missing in your life. So build that strong relationship with yourself, because you can achieve your dreams. You can achieve anything that you believe in as long as you believe in yourself and you become aware of your self-doubt, right? Start judging your self-doubt. Start doubting your self-doubt. When your self-doubt comes, you say, I'm going to doubt you because I believe in me. I'm not going to allow you that voice programming, that bullshit. Some person in your past that has constantly told you that you're not good enough and that you can't achieve your dreams and that you're never going to be a better version of yourself. You're never going to be able to attract someone better than me. Shut the fuck up. Like, for real, I think I've heard people say this to other people. You're never going to find someone like me. You're never going to find someone else like me. And like, seriously, man, I better just get off this podcast because it's pissing me off. Anyway, guys, I love you. Keep believing in yourself. Remember that you are what you attract what you are. So if you want better in your life, become better. Have patience. Don't settle for second best, because you deserve the best. It's a blessing to be alive, and I'll talk to you very, 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 very soon. Peace out. That was powerful shit, man. Amazing, Luke. I'm proud of you, bro.